Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. For today's video, I want to talk about the news that dropped last night as A Wish to the Winds came to a close. We got some new details about Resplendent Refrain, the upcoming raid, as well as the launch of the Stamina Double Recovery event, which lasts until the end of this Thursday, November 29th. So the raid drops the night after that, as does a new showcase on Friday, November 30th. And the biggest detail that we found out has to be confirmation that we're actually facing a shadow raid boss. So this is opposite of what I had predicted, and it means that you'll want to level up your light team for this raid. Thankfully, because the Halloween event was a light event, for those of you who played in that, you'll already have a pretty strong Sweet Retreat facility, and so hopefully you'll have a pretty good light team in general. If you're new to the game and started after that, or if you need extra help, the good thing about a raid is that it's co-op, so if you do want help, stop by the community Discord. Players are there who have played since day one and have really great teams, and I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out going through the raid. Otherwise, we got a sneak peek at some of the adventurers and the dragon associated with the raid. So it looks like Lucretia is probably going to be the featured 5-star on the showcase. Elias is the free unit that we get by playing the raid and maxing their friendship. And this is the dragon who we'll get from the raid. Gotta be one of my favorite dragon designs. So because this is a shadow raid, I have put up a new poll on the channel asking for which light unit you'd like me to spotlight in an upcoming video. I do have a video that's dropping for Vita, who I told you about last week, so don't worry, that'll still be coming out. I did want to put this out first since this double stamina event, you want to be able to react to it in a timely manner and have a plan about what to do for it. So this won't be a super formal video or super long video. I'm just going to talk about a couple different ways you can use this stamina and try to strategize around it, and just in general how I try to grind for materials in the game. So one of the first things I think you can do is, if you haven't done so already, if you haven't beaten the story on normal, or especially if you haven't beaten it on hard, that extra stamina can go a long way toward these quests. Now as you can see, I've completed 100% both normal and hard difficulty. So that definitely won't be my focus with the extra stamina. And instead, looking here at my normal endeavors, I think it's pretty clear, but I'm going to be going for High Midgard Stormer and grinding up a lot of what I need to take him down over this week. So High Midgard Stormer, I think, is still at a point where if you just wait until we get a flame facility, for instance, it will be a lot easier for you. But there are steps you can take at this point if you don't have much else to do in this game during this lull this week between events, and if you are interested in challenging High Midgard Stormer eventually. So to give you an idea of my progress on that, let's go to the treasure trade. And here is how far I am toward the Glorious Tempest Wormprint, which significantly reduces the damage that High Midgard Stormer deals. So the main thing I need are these Jade Insignias. And the other thing you kind of need for High Midgard Stormer if you're playing a damage dealer is a 5-star elemental weapon. So I'm going for a Flame Sword, and that will mean upgrading this Haute Claire, or enhancing it rather. And that's why in this top row I have a bunch of swords that I'm all trying to enhance and make into Haute Claires to eventually max unbind that, and then enhance that into a 5-star flame sword. So here on the crafting menu, I'll show you what we need in order to get there. Let's take a look. This is the sword that we want, Leviathan. And the main thing I'm going to need are these Royal Vermilion Insignias, but I am going to run out of sword tablets on those tier 2 weapons, so I'm going to need to get a few more of those as well as some Twinkling Sand, which we'll be able to get with the new raid. Now, one good thing about stamina is, just at base, even without this double recovery, for all of these different events, stamina is more efficient to use than Gather Wings. And what I mean by that is, let's use the Imperial Onslaught as an example. For something like this Flame Imperial Onslaught, this map takes 25 stamina. Stamina recovers at a rate of 10 per hour, so that takes 2.5 hours. Well, if you look at how many wings it takes 3. And they recover at a rate of 1 per hour, so that takes 3 hours, 30 minutes more. So stamina was already beating out wings in that sense. It's just that because we got a change in the max Gather Wings, we got this compensation of ashes, and a lot of people have this glut of ashes that they're trying to get through. So this is actually a great time to host, and hopefully it'll be easier to join because people have so much stamina, and that'll let you burn through some of those wings as well. As for my plan though, because I'm going for a flame sword, I'm definitely going to be focused on these Windmaw ruins, especially when they come around on Thursday. And the reason is, I need a lot of granite. If you're going for a sword, blade, or axe, this is the material that you're going to need a lot of in order to enhance that fully. Now, you could also do these Light Cinder ruins, but only today really, on Monday, because they'll be coming back around on Friday after the double stamina event is up. So my recommendation is definitely, when Thursday comes around, prioritize this if blade, sword, or axe are one of the main weapon types you're interested in. For the rest of the week, this is a good time to use your stamina on Wind Imperial Onslaught if you still need those insignias for the Wormprint. One of the things I do, since I just need these Jade insignias at this silver tier, is I'll use my skip tickets to get the daily bonus on the expert level, because on expert level it's the silver tier, but on master level, where you can't use the skip tickets, it's this gold tier. So in my case, because I've already finished grinding those out, that's what works for me. Besides that, I think Flame Onslaught is another one that you'll want to be working on. And specifically if you're going for granite, if you have Mikoto, this is perfect for you because you also get these blade tablets, but also because you get these Royal Vermilion insignias, which you're going to want for a 5-star flame elemental weapon. So my intent is, after I get my daily bonuses every day, I'm going to basically spend all my stamina on this Flame Imperial Onslaught until I have at least 200 of those insignias. Then I'll go for sword tablet somewhere else. And likewise, until I get enough of these for Midgard Stormer or High Midgard Stormer's Wormprint, I'm going to be spending a lot of my stamina here, with the exception of Thursday, where, like I said, I'm going to do Windmaw Ruins. Now, I do want to show you something a little bit fun. It is possible to survive High Midgard Stormer without using that Wormprint. And this is just a really cheesy strategy. This is actually a quite bad strategy in general, but this is one of the only cases where I found a use for that full HP equals defense Wormprint, or those set of Wormprints. So I'm going to show you how Naveed can survive, and this is, sadly, as far as the progress I've gotten in this event. Surviving, unfortunately, isn't just going to be enough, because you actually have to defeat Midgard Stormer. And I barely got off my defense buff in time. Let's see if I can roll away. Oof, there's Trident Tempest. Got out of it. But without that flame weapon, there's no way I can live this and defeat him. So there we go, wiped out immediately. Reviving is not allowed. That's just a little gimmick set. Could actually be interesting on Verica, I think, but it'll still make your life a lot harder. You're just going to want that Wormprint. You can't dodge everything every time. It's hard to play that perfectly, so having that Wormprint is going to make surviving on that a lot easier. Anyway, that is pretty much my strategy for this week. How I plan to spend my stamina, how I plan to grind up toward that. I do feel pretty comfortable with my castle. My light altars are both at level 20, but I have that sweet retreat facility like I mentioned. So I'm also going to be leveling up my sword dojos this week to try to get ready for High Midgard Stormer eventually. And anyway guys, stay tuned this week for a video on Vita, and whoever wins that poll about a light adventurer, I'm going to be spotlighting them both. Other than that, this Friday, sometime within 24 hours of the new events coming out and the new showcase coming out, I'll give you my showcase review and start a new giveaway. So I hope you look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.